even though football wasn't playing this weekend, there were a lot of teams that were playing, and as has been the case here recently, a ton of success. What happened out there for the Tar Heels this past weekend?
We'll start on the pitch with women's soccer. Tar Heels go over to NC State on Saturday, win 4-0. Goals from 4 different Tar Heels, including former podcast Allie Sentnor. How about this? NC State didn't have a shot, not a goal, a shot in the second half. That's the 5th half this season a Carolina opponent hasn't taken a shot. 5 halves. You don't even get a shot.
Nope. And I think it was 2-0 at halftime. Carolina was on top, I think. And I'm not a soccer expert, Adam, but to come back, you do have to at least shoot the ball. Tar Heels just wouldn't let them.
If you do shoot against the Tar Heels, you're going to be shooting against former podcast Emmy Allen. She got her 6th shutout, but honestly didn't do a lot in the second half. She went back and listened to her pod interview and was like, that was a good interview.
Yep.
Carolina's number 1 in the nation. They'll be back at Dorrance Field on Thursday against Miami, then on the road at Duke on Sunday. Tar Heels 8-0-4 overall, 3-0-1 in the ACC.
Duke's pretty good, right? So
Yes.
that could be that'll be a good matchup. That'll be a good one coming up on Sunday. Do they still play at Koskinen Stadium?
Sounds right to me.
Yeah.
Men's soccer. Carolina's still the only school in the country with unbeaten men's and women's soccer teams. Men's soccer goes out against Pitt on Friday, scoreless draw. Even a draw in shots, 11-11. These are 2 evenly matched sides.
Well, Adam, what a curious season men's soccer is having. 4 wins, no losses, 4 ties. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I mean, and thanks to my helpful Olympic sports update notes that Adam sends out, they've not given up more than 1 goal in any game this season, right?
That's right.
So, I mean, they're clearly doing something very right. I mean, if they could just figure out a little bit of it. I mean, that is a fascinating next month to watch for men's soccer. I mean, because Pittsburgh's really good, right? I mean, and so they've done some good stuff. It'll be interesting to see if they can just take that next little step forward.
If I told you Carolina is the only unbeaten team in the ACC in early October, I think you'd say, wow, Tar Heels, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it is kind of fantastic. Carolina's 1-0-3 in the league. But as you said, this was the first time Pitt's been held scoreless at home since 2021. So Tar Heels are playing really good defensively.
Yeah.
This week, they're home against Elon today, Tuesday. Field hockey, out of the conference again. They went to St. Joe's on Sunday. The Hawk, or whatever it is, was flapping his arms probably.
Does the Hawk go to all the St. Joe's sporting events?
That's a lot to ask of any one Hawk.
Yeah.
Carolina won 4-1. Former podcast Riley Heck had a goal. Highlight reel goal.
Was that? Yeah, she got wiped out, flipped over, and still scored.
She's still going to put it
Go
in the
get
net.
it, Riley.
Maddie Kahn, another shutout. Tar Heels 8-1 overall. They're number 2 in the country. By the time you hear this, they might be number 1 because I think Iowa lost.
Oh, boy.
So Tar Heels could be number 1 there, too. They're home against Boston College Friday and then home against Liberty Sunday. 2 games this weekend. Swimming.
Liberty's not bad in field hockey, right?
Sometimes,
They've beaten the Tar Heels before.
Yes. That was during a down Tar Heel year.
As far as I know, if you beat the Tar Heels once ever in
Right.
field hockey, I consider you good forever.
You're a great program.
Yeah, so be ready.
Swimming went on the road to Queens. Men and women both won. The women won all 14 events.
That's pretty dominant, Adam.
They basically had an inter-squad. Grad transfer Delaney Carlton won her first 2 events as a Tar Heel, the 50 and 100 free. The men won 8 events. Both squads traveled to UNC Wilmington on October 20th. The only negative to report, Jones, is volleyball, which went on that Florida trip is always a pain, and it was. Because Carolina lost at Florida State on Friday and then lost at Miami Sunday. Tar Heels 7-6 overall, 1-3 in the ACC, but they're coming back home.
Yeah, I just go back to this fact. I feel like they're in the beginning stages of their growth under Mike Shaw. In the beginning stages, first step, lock down your home court. Tar Heels, I think, are 6-1 at home, right?
And with the one loss being to a very tough Pitt squad.
So, again, not the results they wanted this weekend. My encouragement is not dampered, though.
I think you can tell they're in that early stages by some of the inconsistency. I think sometimes you see what they will be, and then sometimes you see what they wish they weren't right now. This weekend, home against Louisville Friday, home against Notre Dame on Sunday, chance to get back on track.